Hey, what's up guys? I'm Ricardo with Vape and Validate. Today we're going to be talking about the iPV V3 Mini. So as always, I've had this device for over 2 weeks now, but before we get into what I think about it, let's go ahead and check out what comes in the box. Alright guys, so here's the box for the iPV V3 Mini. So the box will tell you what the color option you picked is. Then all you do is slice that right there, open it up. You'll get your warranty card, the device itself, 1.3 ADA. I'll tell you what that means here in a minute. Then underneath you have USB cable, instruction manual, and that's it. So to set up the device, all you do is screw on the little ADA. I know this looks like a 510, but it is not. It is unfortunately a proprietary connection, so you can't just screw on a regular RDA on here with a squonk pin, which kind of sucks, but you know, they definitely thought about that to make sure you can't do that. Here I think it's closer to like a 910, 810 connection. Yeah, unfortunately it's just a little too big for you to screw on a regular RDA. And to fill up the device, all you do is slide out this little pod on the bottom. It is a 3.5 mil pod, so you can definitely fit quite a bit of liquid. Each pod that I've seen has like a little chip at the bottom. I'm assuming it's from the manufacturing process, but literally every one of these that I've looked at has a blemish on the tank. So if you order one and you see that, don't freak out. It's kind of how they come, unfortunately. And to fill up the tank, all you do is take whatever liquid you're going to be using, and on the larger of the two holes where the stem goes, just put your bottle straight in, give a good squeeze. There is a max line on here. It's going to be very difficult for me to show you guys, but it's right there. So they're supposed to say max. Some of the pods don't actually say max. Mine says M blank X. Yeah, that's a little unfortunate, but that's your max fill line. And then all you do is pop the pod back in. Oh, and if you're using glass droppers instead of the plastic bottles, all you do is pull out this little cap right here and then fill up, and then make sure when you put the cap back on that that port right there is facing to where the stem will go, and you'll be just fine. But yeah, once it's all filled up, just pop it in. If you need to pump your liquid because it's dry, all you do is hold the up button. I'll hold it next to the mic so you can hear the pump going. If you put a little too much, all you do is hold the down button while the device is on. Hold the down button and that'll suck up any of the excess left over, which is really cool. So not only does it have the automatic squonker, but you can also manually do it if you put a little bit too less or a little bit too much liquid. So that's a very good feature to have. So on the device itself, to adjust all your stuff, if this will focus, let's see. What you want to do is 5 clicks, and that'll get you into your menu. I think that's upside down. So right there will be your temperature that you're running in, what kind of temperature, so Fahrenheit, Celsius, and then your power settings. So there are 2 power settings. I will post what those power settings mean here. I can't quite remember right now, but yeah, there you go. And to adjust your pump speed, which is the amount of liquid that's actually getting sent to the ADA, it'll be on the normal screen. All you do is hit the up button, and as you can see, that number is changing. So that's how you adjust it. They recommend anywhere between 20 to 40, or sorry, 25 to 40. For me, it depends on the liquid. If I'm using Nick salt, 25 to 40 is perfectly fine. Honestly, 25 to 35 is perfectly fine. But when you're using regular freebase liquid, you want to turn that pump up. 50 is where I usually sit out without getting a dry feeling hit. But yeah guys, now that we got this all set up, let's go ahead and go back up top and see what it can do. So let's talk about the specs on this thing. It only does temperature control mode, which At the very beginning, it was very annoying to me. I'm a wattage guy. I like playing around with wattage. Sometimes if a mod does voltage, I'll play around with that, but temperature control has always been one of those things that I try to stay away from, and thank God they forced me to do it on here. The reason is this device has that new ESS driver, which stands for electronic squonker system, and really the reason you need temperature control on this, especially with the new ADAs or automatic dripping atomizers, is it really detects when the liquid's getting low. Like when I first got it, I didn't really prime it up too well. I put 2 drops into the top and then called it good, but within a few hits it was starting to get dry, and the mod detected it. It said no liquid detected. It automatically kicked on the little pump that's inside of here and filled up the little ADA with liquid, and I didn't get a dry hit, which was awesome. You really do have to play around with the settings on here to get it right, but once you finally dial it in, it is absolutely amazing. It is just a very, very enjoyable hit. So guys, I've been really excited to talk about this thing, and that's because it has officially become one of my top 5 favorite mods, and it's very hard to get on that list. I mean, that list consists of my Purge mod Suicide Queen, which is a $425 tube mod, my Hexome V3, which is a $190 box mod, a few others I can't really remember right now, but yes, I can probably say top 3, because this thing is just absolutely amazing, and it better be. The price on this thing is a bit expensive. Online it's going for about 70 bucks, so expect it to be about 75, 78 with shipping. In stores expect it to be about 75, 80 bucks. It is a pricey little fucker, but you get what you pay for, man. This thing is absolutely fantastic. I've never been a fan of temperature control on units, but that's because they've always given me the option to use wattage, and wattage is a lot easier to get where I want as opposed to temperature control. But being forced to use temperature control on this, I've really gotten into dialing it down and figuring out exactly what I want in a hit, and man, after you figure it out, this thing performs like a beast. I'm using regular liquid as I showed in the up close portion of this currently, but honestly this thing really shines with salt nicotine liquid. It's really unfortunate that this only comes with the 0.3, because with the 0.3 ADA you really need to use regular liquid. Nic salt liquid will knock you on your ass, and for me, I've been vaping a very long time. Nicotine doesn't really do anything for me anymore, but 5 minutes of vaping Nic salt liquid with the 0.3, I almost threw up. It was way too much, so I don't recommend doing that. But regular free-based nicotine liquids on the 0.3, like right now I'm using the 6 milligram, it is amazing. And on the 1 ohm coil, 25 milligram, 25 to 35 milligram is absolutely fantastic. It's just a very enjoyable vape. Sorry guys, my light died, so I had to move it from over there to over here. It's a thing. So, just to, you know, specify why I moved it. So as far as how this device fits with the $70 to $80 price tag, it's kind of being marketed as a starter kit, and it's not by any means in my opinion. This kind of sits in between for me. So this is for somebody who's into like the normal vapes where it's the big honking box mods, kind of the higher end stuff, especially like squonkers, but they also want to get into salt nic, or somebody who's into salt nic currently, like pod systems and stuff, but wants to move up. This is kind of the middle gap between a normal big honking mod and a pod system, and I think for the price it does sit nicely in there, because usually pod systems are going to cost around 30 bucks for a good one, and the high end they're about 50, as opposed to box mods where they usually start at around 90 bucks and go up to like 150. So I think this at 70 to 75 bucks is a perfect price point. Just, yeah, don't look at it as a pod system, because it's definitely elevated beyond a pod system status. But yeah guys, that's all we got for you today. As always, if you have any questions, you can ask them in the comments down below or email us at vapeandvalidate@gmail.com and you might just see me in a future video. But if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit like and make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our content to help you make decisions towards a better vaping lifestyle. I'm Ricardo with Vape and Validate. We'll see you next time.